Think about your first week at a new job. You're smart, you know your craft, but someone asks you where the Q3 budget report is or what the company's return policy is, and you have absolutely no idea. Not because you're bad at your job, but because that information just wasn't in your head when you walked in that door. That's an LLM without RAG. Smart but completely blind to your world, your documents, your policies, your data. RAG is like giving that new employee access to the entire company's wiki, the shared drives, and every internal document before they answer a single question. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to break it down so completely that you will understand not just what it is, but why it works and how it's built from the ground up, and the 10 patterns that are actually being used in production right now. So you can crack those AI engineering interviews. All right, let's go. A standard LLM, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, is like that new employee who only knows what they learned before joining. They can reason, they can write, they can explain things, but their knowledge has a cutoff date. And critically, they have zero idea what's in your company's documents or internal databases. RAG fixes that. RAG stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation. It gives the model the ability to go look things up first, pull in the relevant information, and generate an answer that is grounded in what it just retrieved. So RAG is really two things working together: a retrieval system that finds the right information, and a generation system, your LLM, that uses that information to answer intelligently. This partnership is the foundation of almost every serious enterprise AI app that is being built right now. Customer support bots, legal document analysis, internal knowledge assistance, RAG is under all of that. Okay, so before we go further, so many of you have asked me, what tool do I actually use to make these drawings? Well, today I am finally revealing. It's called GoodNotes, and I've been using it for years. My whole content process lives in GoodNotes. I define my content idea, create a new section for it, and then plan and design my entire whiteboard layout right here in GoodNotes. Now, before I hit record, the whiteboard feature is what I use on camera. It's an infinite canvas. I can sketch, draw arrows, add labels, write in my own handwriting. It feels natural in ways that no other tools has matched for me for years. But here's what makes GoodNotes more than just a drawing app. When I'm prepping for a video, especially a technical one like this, I need to understand and actually research it. So I'll open a research paper or an article directly in GoodNotes as a PDF, and I can annotate it as I'm reading, highlight key findings, circle them, diagrams, scribble notes in the margin, just like writing on a physical paper, except it's all searchable and organized. And then AI kicks in, and I can ask GoodNotes AI to summarize that paper for me as I'm reading it. So instead of wading through the 20 pages that I get, the key points instantly right in the context. I also keep notebooks for different areas, one for video ideas, one for research, one for each series that I'm working on. The handwriting recognition is so good that everything I write by hand becomes searchable. So I can find in the notes that I've scribbled 6 months ago in seconds. And it works across all my devices. So I'll sketch on my iPad, and in the same note, I can pull it up on my phone between meetings and reference it on my laptop when I'm scripting. So it all stays in sync. So that's my process. Define the content, plan the whiteboard in GoodNotes, annotate my research, and then it all lives on camera. Link is in the description if you want to try it out. They have a free plan. And now let's get back into RAG. Now, before we get into the architecture, I need to bust two myths that are doing real damage to how people think about building AI systems. Now, myth number one is RAG is dead. I hear this constantly, and it's completely wrong. A few papers come out showing that LLMs can hallucinate even with retrieved context, and people ran with that narrative. But RAG isn't a single technology. It's an architectural pattern, and patterns don't die, they evolve. Corrective RAG, self-RAG, agentic RAG, those are all direct responses to earlier limitations. Now, RAG isn't dying, it's maturing. That brings me to myth number 2. Big context windows mean you don't need RAG anymore. This one sounds logical. If I can stuff 1 million tokens into my prompt, why even build a retrieval system? There are 3 reasons why that breaks down in practice. First is cost. Processing 1 million token context on every single query is astronomically expensive at scale. 2 is speed. These calls are slow. Your users feel that. 3, and this is the one most people overlook, LLMs actually perform worse when you overload them with irrelevant context. Research shows that models lose precision when the signal is buried in too much noise. So RAG's whole job is to surface precisely the right information. A well-built RAG system beats brute force context stuffing on accuracy, cost, and speed every time. All right, so let's get into the actual architecture. Now, this is the part most people skip over too fast. Understanding each piece deeply is what separates good AI engineers who build RAG systems that work from people who build just demos and prototypes. All right, so step 1 is ingestion. You specifically chunking. Before anything can be retrieved, your documents need to be broken into pieces. The naive approach is fixed size chunking. You cut every document into, say, 500 token pieces. It can work, but it loses context at the edge. If a sentence gets split between 2 chunks, neither one fully makes sense. A much better approach is semantic chunking. In this, you detect where the topic shifts and break there instead. So LangChain and Llama Index both support this natively, and there's an even more advanced strategy called hierarchical chunking or small to big retrieval. You store a small, precise chunk and a larger parent chunk. When you retrieve the small one, you pass the parent 2 for context. It genuinely works well in production. Now, step 2 is embeddings. You convert each of the chunks into a numerical vector that represents the meaning of that text. So when a user asks a question, you embed that query too. Then you find chunks whose embeddings are closest to that query. And that's semantic search. Top models right now, like Text Embedding 3 Large from OpenAI, Voyage 3 from Voyage AI, and open source options like BGE Large or E5 from Hugging Face, benchmark on your domain. A model great on legal text can be mediocre on code docs. Now, step 3 is vector databases. Big players here, lots of different options. Watch for 3 things: query, latency, metadata, filtering, and hybrid search support. Now, hybrid search combines keyword matching and semantic matching. So together, they outperform either one alone in almost every real-world scenario. Now, for the part that I've been most excited to get to, which is 10 RAG patterns that you need to know. Now, think of these as 10 different architectures, each solving a different problem, also progressively in some ways. So pattern 1 is simple RAG, the hello world of RAG, which is question comes in, you retrieve the chunks, you stuff them into the prompt, and LLM answers. It's great for prototyping, not enough for production. Next is RAG with memory. You add a memory layer on top. The system remembers previous turns, so your answers stay consistent and contextual across a multi-turn session. Then there is branched RAG. Now, sometimes one query isn't enough to answer a complex question. Branched RAG decompresses your question into sub-questions and runs parallel retrieval for each, then synthesizes everything in one coherent answer. The next pattern, hide or hypothetical document embeddings. And the problem is query embeddings and document embeddings look different even when they are about the same thing. Now, Hide bridges the gap by asking the LLM to generate a hypothetical answer first, then using that as the search vector because it looks much more like an actual document. Now, pattern 5 is adaptive RAG. Not every question needs retrieval. Adaptive RAG uses a routing layer that decides what kind of retrieval is actually necessary. Now, smarter systems, it leads to low cost because you're not retrieving constantly. Next pattern is corrective RAG or CRAG. What happens when your retrieved documents are low quality or irrelevant? CRAG adds a quality gate after retrieval. So if the doc score below a confidence threshold, then the system either reformulates the query and tries again, or it falls back to a web search for a better information. Now, pattern 7 is self-RAG. The model generates reflection tokens as it writes. Now, real-time checkpoints. Is retrieval needed here? Is this passage actually relevant? Is this claim supported, right? It's the model critiquing its own reasoning as it goes along. So it's powerful for very high-stake applications. Next pattern is Agentic RAG. This is where RAG meets AI agents, and it's where the whole field is heading right now. The LLM acts as an orchestrator. It decides, do I want to search more? Do I want to call an API? Do I want to run a code? It loops until it has a good enough answer to do that. LangChain, Llama Index are built exactly for this. Next pattern is multimodal RAG. Real enterprise data has charts, tables, images, and mixed content PDFs, not just text. So multimodal RAG uses a vision model at ingestion to generate text descriptions for images and tables so they can be embedded and retrieved like any other chunk. Then there's pattern 10, the last pattern here, graph RAG. Standard RAG treats your knowledge base as a flat pile of chunks, no relationship between them. Graph RAG builds a knowledge graph on top. So mapping entities and relationships explicitly. When a question requires connecting dots across multiple pieces of information, graph RAG dramatically outperforms standard vector search. So let's zoom out a little bit now. RAG is not a trick. It is not dead. It's the foundational architecture of production AI systems, and it keeps evolving. 3 things that I want to take away from this video. Number 1 is RAG gives LLMs a source of truth, a live connection to real information. Number 2 is the architecture patterns. It matters. Chunking, embeddings, and retrieval strategies are where most teams get wrong. And you can build production systems based on picking the right strategy here. Number 3 is picking the right pattern for your problem. So simple RAG is not always the answer. You match your architecture to the problem that you're trying to solve. All these sketches were made in GoodNotes. Link is in the description if you'd like to use it. And if you want to go deeper, I am doing a full dedicated video on MCP and Agentic RAG next. Subscribe so you don't miss that. And in the meantime, watch this AI engineering video where we discussed an entire roadmap. Drop a comment. Which of these 10 patterns are you already using, or which one surprised you? I read every single comment and I would love to hear from you. Bye.